Okay, so flat out, if these Boruto Chapter 74 spoilers are legit, then we're in store for yet again another chapter of Boruto that is kind of like flat out. These spoilers, I took a look at them. This isn't a blind reaction this time around. I woke up super early. I was like, yo, dog, I bet let's check what's going on. I can't wait. Things is about to... Oh, no, it's not going down, fam. It's not going down right now. I ain't even gonna lie, dog. Like, what's going on here, fam? Like, what's happening with the Boruto manga? I want to put a disclaimer as well, because some people are gonna say, ha ha ha, you're switching up for them. Like, first of all, the spoilers give a grand scope of what's going on in Boruto. They don't give the full picture, so just a heads up, when the full chapter's out, there might be some enjoyability to it. We may get a laugh, we may see a little moment here or there that might be somewhat relevant or important, but in the grand scheme of things, the Boruto manga for like the last year and some change has had some hits and some misses, but in particular the last couple months, it's been just like, what are they doing, dog? Like, hey, if we're in the shoujo genre, if we're in the josei mix, then by golly, sure, why not, dog? Let's do it. Romance all day. But this is a shonen battle series, dog. This is a shonen battle series spin-off of one of the biggest and most iconic shonen battle series in the world, Naruto, in history. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a spin-off of absolute greatness that everybody to this day still loves and praises, and we get another chapter of just, what is this, dog? We're gonna go through the spoilers. I got them all right here for you, but this is not... I guess let's start reading. For starters, Boruto chapter 74 is titled Baptism. You know, like a christening, initiation, or first-time experience. Ooh, first-time experience. Where are we going with this? Maybe I was wrong, dog. Who knows? Maybe, Konohamaru's finally gonna lose his V card at actually getting a W. Like, hey, you never know. The cover color is actually of Mitsuki, and that's something that I'm gonna right here say that, okay, kind of dope. Like, hey, gotta count the W's as much as you can. Hey, they're gonna give us a Mitsuki color page, and they did, what was it, Sarada last month, so, alrighty, some of the characters that we've been dying to get a little more attention on are starting to slowly but surely, in the midst of whatever the heck this is that they're delivering, getting a little attention. Alright, then there's a splash text, for the sake of the one I want to protect, which goes along with Mitsuki, of course, that, he wants to protect Boruto. I'm assuming that that's what they were going for. Again, Mitsuki on the cover, why not? Then, first spoiler, and shoutouts to Organic Dinosaur for dropping these bombshells. Well, I don't know if we call them bombshells, but for dropping these spoilers very quickly for us. People blushing profusely when meeting Eida when she floats/flies in and makes eye contact. So basically, the chapter is going to have a bunch of people simping for Eida. Okay, I mean, she got a pretty character design, but let's see what's going on, because not including random characters, like background filler characters of the manga and whatnot, these are the people that basically start simping for Eida. How old is Eida again? I forget. Is she like 19 or something? I forget how old Eida is. But anyway, we got Sai. Sai? Really, dog? Like, Sai? Oh. Okay then, I guess Ino ain't putting it down in the bed like we thought she was. Inojin. Okay. Chocho. I thought Chocho only simps for Sarada. What's going on here, fam? Like, you cheating on Sarada with you're looking at Eida? Well, then again, do you consider looking cheating? I don't know. It all depends, right? Then we got Mitsuki. That's one hell of a shocker, considering I thought Mitsuki only had eyes for Boruto. Now... The next one is gonna blow your mind, lads. You ready for this one? The next one that simps head over heels for Eida is Konohamaru, and apparently he's overstimulated to the point he falls backwards off the stairs. I'm done. Drop the manga. What have they done, dog? We're gonna have to put a stamp of fluke on the kid that once beat a pain. The kid that once smashed through a pain during the pain invasion arc. We're gonna just say that, dog, it was a fluke. This man is not that guy. He is not that guy, pal. He is not. What are you doing, Konohamaru? You're supposed to, I don't know, like, well, then again, he doesn't really know, but, you're a sensei. You shouldn't be falling victim to such frivolous activity, so to speak. Ave Maria, what is this? Moegi, no direct eye contact. So Moegi is in the scene, but I'm assuming that the reason why they're being mentioned is that Moegi doesn't actually look, so doesn't get caught up in it. Shoutouts to Moegi. Where's Udon at? I guess considering Konohamaru's catching another L, they were like, yo, at least let's get Moegi getting a W for, being brave or whatever. And then right here, dog. Right here right here. Hey, this is what I like to hear. Apparently, Sarada and Shikadai are seemingly fine for now. So we can confirm that Sarada ain't no simp and Shikadai ain't no simp. And I'm imagining that that's also some very strong willpower, because considering you got the adults like Sai and Konohamaru, you even got the never has eyes for anything other than his sunlight Boruto. You got Mitsuki there simping. So if Sarada and Shikadai, props to Sasuke and props to Shikamaru, props to Sakura and props to Tamari. There we go. I almost forgot his mom's name. Like, props to them for raising two real ones, giving them values and whatnot, and overall, why are they not falling victim? The world may never know. I mean, you could argue, Sarada is really like, eye on the prize type of gal. She ain't on no BS, but still, this is supposed to be like the ever so powerful Eida. Could be that maybe there's limits. Maybe like only a certain amount of people can fall victim, and if you have a strong willpower and there's too many people in the room, maybe it cancels it out, or it could be that it's going to be even worse, and like by the end of the chapter or next chapter, Sarada is gonna grab Eida and just start smooching all over her like, watch my Sarada muscles. What am I talking about here? Then, moving forward, Damon 1v1 one-shot KOs. So Damon is yet again going to be thrown down, and we have to assume that Damon is one of the strongest characters in the entirety of the Naruto and Boruto verse, because dude just like, what was it, a couple chapters ago, he bopped Code after Code released his limiters, and his limiters were said to be between Jigen and Ishiki power level. Damn, that's crazy that this like little ass kid that be falling asleep on his sister's lap is capable of taking out Naruto, Sasuke. Like, this kid is broken. Hey, Kawaki's dojutsu manifested 5 short black rods, which were easily caught by Damon, and Damon kicks him in the face. So even Kawaki is no match to this little kid Damon. Yo, dog, who's writing this? Who's writing Boruto? Like, I am gonna lie, I think that was a fake announcement. I don't think that Kishimoto's the one writing this. I think that there's a checkpoint bulletin draft somewhere. Maybe Kishimoto just wrote like, yo, this is what's supposed to happen, and they got basically some rando in here writing from point A to point B, from point B to point C, because Damon taking out Boruto then attempted some basic taijutsu. Damon countered and punched him in the back of the head, and this is all roughly going down in 2.5 pages for each encounter, so essentially 5 pages in total for Kawaki versus Damon and Boruto versus Damon. So Boruto's taijutsu was not effective apparently. Like, alright, there's a little kid that like he's pretty much surpassed Madara and Kaguya. I was gonna say Kaguya Uchiha. Madara Uchiha and Kaguya Otsutsuki, dog. Damon, the sage of 10 paths, baby, the sage of nonsense. Oh, and in the aftermath, Boruto regained consciousness alone on the sofa, so he had to have a little bit of a posh one, if you know what I'm talking about, lads. Like, Eida wouldn't give him the goods. No. Meanwhile, Eida had put Kawaki's head in her own lap and is like petting the shaved side of Kawaki's head while he's still knocked out. Is this Boruto, or is this like, I don't know, Sailor Moon or something? Like, what in the name of shoujo nonsense is this? Shout outs to Sailor Moon, by the way. Like, hey, this works in Sailor Moon because Sailor Moon is meant for freaking like romance and shit like that. What is this? Damon, oi Kawaki, wasn't my big sister's lap super soft, lad? Like, you was really enjoying it, mate. Like, the chapter ends with Shikamaru popping a boner. No, the chapter ends with Shikamaru, Naruto, and Amado calling into the living room intercom to address Kawaki, Eida, Damon, and Boruto. Preview for chapter 75 on page 41. What a sudden start to their turmoils. Their room share mission with the unpredictable ruffian siblings begins. What? And we'll have a little bit, there's one more thing to say here, whatever, but what is this, dog? What is this? Like, the only thing I could think of is that they are going to do a massive subversion of all of this, and this is basically like a plan that Eida and them came up with Code. Like, let's really make it look like we're ops or something, because other than that, I'm going to just straight up say that this is Studio Pierrot, and you're probably like, yo, why are you bringing up the anime studio for them? They don't got, no, they have a lot to do with it. This is Studio Pierrot basically giving the suggestion or the stats from the Boruto anime that showcase slice of life does well for the anime, but there's a difference, because the Boruto manga and anime, we must have two different fandoms, because the Boruto anime apparently is having a blast with an arc about a 5-year-old attending school for the first time, and about Kawaki going after like crumpet cakes and stuff like that. So there's clearly a distinct difference between the two of them, and unless you're catering to bring forth arcs that the anime can expand with their, anime canon nonsense or whatever, then maybe that's, but bro, this just sucks. I'm not even gonna lie. Based off these spoilers, this sucks. Like, what is this, dog? And I don't care. Like, I'm just straight up saying, like, I have been a massive supporter of Boruto. I still am. Like, that's why I rather keep it real than just sugarcoat and say, hey, oh god, I can't wait for the kitty flavor of love. Like, nah, dog, this is just straight up rabbit droppings based off of these spoilers. And again, like I said earlier, the full chapter might drop some itty bitty bits that I'll be like, okay, that's interesting, that's something, notable to mention for the plot. But this has no plot progression. This is just straight up nonsense and a waste of time. Like, how we go from the epicness of everything with the Kara group, everything with Ishiki, with Jigen, with Boro, all of the craziness, everything that the Boruto anime did in 2021 that was adapted, of course, from all those manga chapters by Ukyo Kodachi. How do we go from that to this? Like, one of the biggest things I can think of is that the sales, obviously, from what we've seen, didn't really rise after all that stuff, despite the fact that it was just like bombshell after bombshell. That was peak Boruto with Kashin Koji versus Ishiki. All of that was straight up peak, out the park, like, oh, this is incredible, this is greatness or whatnot. And considering that didn't move the needle in terms of sales, and sales kept dropping anyway, that's the only thing I can think of that they're like, well, if going that direction of bringing out all the big guns, pulling out all the stops to get people to listen and pay attention, then more than likely that means we should go in a different direction. And they're probably even figuring like, yo, let's just shed the old fandom, because don't forget, October 23rd, Sasuke Retsuden, and then I think October 29th, the Konoha Shiden manga. Maybe they're like, let's get the old fandom out of here. They can go to the Sasuke manga, they could go to that, and we'll get the stats from those manga and see, bring it back and figure out what we're going to do with Boruto, or what we're going to do with the IP, the franchise as a whole. And that's why they're doing this, because this is... And apparently, chronological content composition, it says 17% of the chapter is Eida and Damon departing the train station. So pretty much it starts off more or less with that, of them leaving Amado and going off, heading over to the Hokage office or wherever the hell they're at, this undisclosed location. Then 10% is Kawaki, Boruto, and Konohamaru having a chat, plus a tiny Momoshiki flashback. See, that's right there. The only thing out of all of this that is like, oh, it might be interesting, is a tiny Momoshiki flashback. Like, okay. Then 34% of it is Team 10 plus Team 7 meeting and greeting with Eida and Damon at the house, with a little embarrassed emoji. So there's gonna be a lot of like, those cutesy hunky-dory moments of, oh god, everybody really just wants to have Eida sit on their face. 27% is Damon being a problematic menace, basically meaning that Damon is gonna be laying the smackdown on a lot of these people's behinds. And 12% is post-battle recovery / chat, basically after Boruto wakes up on the couch alone and he finds Kawaki in bed with Eida. Dog, if I gotta crack jokes throughout this entire thing just to get a little entertainment out of this chapter, wow. And again, one more time, the chapter itself might be entertaining and might have some bits that are juicy and relevant to the overall grand arc of this, Boruto series or whatnot. But as it stands right now, these spoilers suck. This manga doesn't sound like it's headed in a good direction at all, coming from the epicness and the epitome of what Boruto should have been, with the climax of Ishiki and that. Ever since after Ishiki, honestly, like, we've had some big moments like Boruto, Kawaki, and Code, and Kawaki piercing Boruto. Like, there's been some highs, but when we're getting lows like this, like this, like that, and like this, and it's like that, no bueno, my lord. No bueno, my lord. But let me know what you guys think about The Bachelor Boruto edition. That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Peace in, subscribe, and hit that bell to get all notifications.